more can I say?
Top Billin. Yo, Top Billin to ya. All right, y'all. Congratulations to the Georgia Bulldogs on their first national championship in however many years. You would have to think the first of, probably many of them, right? At least not at the expense of my teams from the DMV, right? So Georgia not winning it. Hopefully Virginia Tech or Maryland's winning it. But wait, cricket? Okay. Stop. Listen, remember before the game, I had in the tactical adjustments content item where I'm just trying to get people to think outside the box and to think rather unbiasedly. That's one thing that I try to do with these things, and I go from both sides of the coin and seeing how different ways that these teams can attack each other. And of course, you always got dumbasses in there that have to think like fanboys and have to think that everybody's for a certain team or something like that. I'm just working here. I don't like neither one of these teams. This, my friend, is called work. I do like these teams on the field because these teams are tremendous personnel, tremendous schemes, tremendous coaching. But I wanted to know if Georgia could get Alabama into more of a run game to where Alabama would have to nickel and dime, not generate explosive plays or rely on explosive plays. If they could take those away, which we can say that there's circumstances that may have taken the explosive plays away. Obviously, with Jamison Williams going down, people are going to say something about that, and we have to acknowledge that. But even beyond that, still, Alabama has 25 other receivers that can step up and make explosive plays, so they will be the truth next year as well. But Georgia did a good job of getting these guys to the red zone or to more of a restricted area to where things can come a little bit faster with your fabricated pressure schemes. And Alabama was doing a great job on this drive, driving it down mostly on the ground and got it to here and got it to third down. And I wanted to see some of these fabricated packages that they were using. I love when they go with the 3 linebacker look. Obviously, you got your man Quay Walker right here who was everywhere, man. Shout out to Quay Walker. Everything that I said he was going to be when I first saw him, he is definitely that. You got Channing Tindall right here, the hired gun on fabricated pressure downs. And then, of course, you have Nakobe Dean. So we'll let this run right quick. All right, you can see the wraps and stunts going on in the second level center. And Bryce Young still gets a great throw off, and he gets it to Ajay Hall right here. And damn, the man drops it. That was a hell of a throw. Chris Smith all over him there. But that's exactly what you wanted. You want to get this into this restricted area so where you can run these 3-man weaves here. You'll see a great blitz pickup by perhaps the best blitz pickup running back that I think I've seen, man. Brian Robinson Jr. is a monster with the pickup there. But Nakobe Dean is pretty much playing the hammer, right? He's meant to go inside here. So on a delayed loop, my man Channing Tindall can come right behind him in the A gap. And you can see how they're doing it right here with Nolan Smith. And I want to say this is Jalen Carter as well. This was a very timed and well executed play by these guys. And, oh, look at that. And then remember, what did I say? Keep a spy on for Bryce Young. So not necessarily always having to blitz 5 and 6 people. I was talking about the rush 3, drop 8, but in theory, this is very much similar to that because if you look at it, they're only bringing 4, but it's the type of pressure that you're bringing with the type of personnel. You got guys with a lot more speed. You didn't have to run with Jordan Davis the entire time. That's why I was trying to tell this one other dumbass who had to be an Alabama fan that Georgia has severe personnel. But look what they happened with the drop-off right here, right? You still get your spy in Nolan Smith who sets up right here on the second level, and he becomes the spy just in case. That is some good coaching. That is a great throw by Bryce Young as well, but exactly what you needed right there to make it to where it's a little bit more manageable for you and it's a lot harder in the restricted area. So in the very next play, you got him into the red zone, and then this is when I think it started to shift for Georgia, which was still pretty much anyone's game, right? This was about 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. You got him in that 4th down situation. You can see right here, they piling all the beef on the right side of the offensive line here. Low man wins. You can see number 75 get his back blown out, right? Is that Tommy Brown? Tommy Brown getting his back blown out by Jalen Carter. Pause right there. And you can see low man wins. He's able to get that left hand free. Low trajectory on the kick. It's a little bit further out there, and absolutely perfect. Block that bad boy. Then it's like, what? I want to say on the very next possession, we had this going right here with this particular tag counter. Georgia really started to find success on the ground. Really, Alabama did as well. It made me proud as a football fan. It felt like 2009 was back. You had two great defenses, and then both the teams went to the run game. Georgia a little bit more so. Alabama had about 1,000 different possessions or 1,000 snaps because they were going with that tempo pace, but that may have actually worked to their detriment in the long run there. Georgia just steady Eddie, slow wins the race, and they found success on the ground here. With this tag, of course, this tag counter, you're going to have Shaper here on the kickout block. I think he collapses Byron Young's soul right here out on the edge. You got Broad Jones climbing up as well, creating that crease. James Cook. What more can you say about James Cook, man? Been around a while. James Cook doing his thing. And look at his vision on this one right here. You could almost have not blamed him for following exactly where Broad Jones was, but look at oh my God, look at the jump step. Just how you teach it. Way back when I was helping teach running backs, we used to do that bag drill with the jump cuts, man. It looks just like that. We can see right here. Bink! Byron Young was done. He made him drop it low. He made him dip it low, right? Getting this exotic dance on. Broad Jones with the lead up through right there. Gruesome. Love seeing Broad Jones in the game. He knocking out was that Henry T done, but look at this, the jump step. Stick that foot in the ground. You can see the leverage here with McClendon right here, how he has that leveraged off. Shoot off his inside hip, and then 88 and out the gate. You got to make Helms miss. Helms doesn't even tell him took a poor angle. That was a very poor angle. Broke down in space right there. That man can cut on a dime and give you change. My man Helms didn't even get a hand on him. James Cook definitely quicker than fast, though. He gets run down by Jordan Battle. Jordan Battle can run, no doubt about that, man, but you got to finish that if you're James Cook. But, hey, that man 0 to 60 is off the chain. Not so sure about his 60 to 100 speed, but he's a damn good running back, damn versatile and everything, man. Hell of a player. So, of course, this to me epitomizes what I was talking about right here. Georgia comes in with this jumbo package, right, bringing in Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. They have Granddaddy Darnell Washington in the big O, and they had already switched in Broad Jones and had Jamari Sawyer at right guard. So they had some really good personnel going on right there. And Alabama was big and bad to me until they got in this package. Then it looked, as soon as they got into this package, it was like Alabama shrunk. You could just see the soul, like, they got smaller and smaller and smaller right here on the goal line. And this was complete carnage right here. I love watching this. You got to watch, obviously, Jordan Davis out here doing this thing right here. It was a good collision right here with Jamari Sawyer. You talking about anyone who's wrestled amateur, which I did since I was a little kid. That man right there coming off the snap right here, extremely low. Look at that. Look at this. He doesn't raise up at all. He stays pad level low, shifts back out, and bink. I think he binked himself to sleep, though. He binked himself to sleep, and he binked his man to sleep as well. They both wake up, and then he gets binked back to sleep there. But you can see the carnage here. Double at the point of attack with Cedric Van Pran and Schaefer as well on DJ Dell. We come back down the line of scrimmage right there. Great job by Broad Jones and Schaefer before he combos over there to help out with DJ Dell. And Jordan Davis able to block down as well. Jalen Carter getting in there on Darnell Washington. Of course, Branch is a non-factor in this here. And then Zamir White is pretty much able to just to get skinny and get through the hole there. That is some complete carnage right there. Got to look at McClendon and Fitzpatrick as well. Boom. So McClendon straight up with Will Anderson. Fitzpatrick as well working. Just an overall great job, man. These type of situations are fun. I remember doing these in practice. It's almost like tug of war. But you're in close quarters like that, man, and you're just firing out the ball, trying to get that leverage, straight physicality. You talk about help defense, being able to stay parallel to the line of scrimmage and then have a weak side backer who's able to clean up. The pairing of Jalen Carter and Nakobe Dean right here, absolutely perfect. You can see Carter right down the line of scrimmage parallel, able to keep one arm free, and he's able to slow up Brian Robinson here. And then the Kobe Dean comes and cleans it up. That's exactly how you draw it out in practice, or exactly how you draw it up in film. And that's how you do it in practice when you do those kind of drills to where it's the backer on running back with the lineman in front of them. Check it out right here. Boom. Oh, nasty, man. That's some football, man. Let me know if you love this shit, man. I love this shit. Look at that. Emil Ekiyor, Jalen Carter. Look at the pad level from everybody there. Alabama doing this thing right there. It's just a stalemate. You can see the line not going anywhere. They're not able to reestablish the line of scrimmage. Jalen Carter right here, they're actually trying to give a little bit of help to Owens. Nada. He gets right into the gap that Brian Robinson wants to go by pushing Ekiyor into the gap. Brian Robinson can't go nowhere. He keeps that arm free, stand parallel the entire time. Look, he reestablishes the line of scrimmage. Then, of course, if you leave the Kobe Dean free, you know where he's going, right to the ball. Sift and destroy. The hall monitor. That man, the Kobe Dean, is the hall monitor. He don't do all that running shit. No running in the halls when the Kobe Dean there. Let's go. This was a pretty good play call by Bill O'Brien. You're going to have a submarine route here by Slade Bolden. Now, if you look at this coverage, you have William Poole, who played a damn good game. William Poole really stepped up, man. He stayed there over 7 years, and he was finally getting a chance, and he was making the most of it. Him straight up with Cam Latu right here. But it's really like banjo coverage, because if you think about Lewis Seen here, if Cam Latu were to release out here, I believe Lewis Seen would become his assignment, or Lewis Seen would have Latu as an assignment, because you would think Poole would be on the slot receiver Bolden here. But if you see him positioned inside, damn near as a sniffer, they have to read this on the fly, and then you get Lewis Seen coming across here and showing his football IQ and his athleticism there. Look at that. Submarine route. Looks like it was going to be a split zone. Nope. Oh, my God. You talking about erasing some space, eating some grass. Looks just like it's going to be a split zone. Like you'll have that cross formation block here coming by Slade Bolden. So kind of an influence block right there, looking like the shell of an inside zone there, but not at all. You can see Slade Bolden buff that come through right there. Great play call, but even better defensive execution and recognition by Lewis Seen. That man had a monster game. Him and Quay Walker really stood out to me on defense, along with some of the guys along the line of scrimmage. Nolan Smith, man. Nolan Smith, quiet as kept, out there doing his thing as well. Georgia could serve itself well by targeting the backside of the backfield a little bit more. I like this particular route here by James Cook. This is your halfback option route, so meaning he's going to read the leverage. But if you look at the defense here, you're going to get Bell out there on the corner, and then I believe they are working some type of zone out here. It was second and forever. So they're kind of belling out right there. It almost was to their detriment, them being Alabama. But he's going to come out and read the leverage of the backer here. So if the backer were to somehow cut it out this way, he would probably shoot it straight up the field. If the backer were to stay where he was instead of back and back out, he probably would have turned that even quicker there. So you can see him make the adjustment there, and him and Stetson Bennett be on the same page. See him reading it to the outside. That's where the leverage is, or that's where the void is right there. And then he's out here giving out little baby Tylenol muscle relaxers. Whip! Come on, man. First man will never tackle James Cook. Whip! Baby Tylenol muscle relaxer. But I love these type of routes out of the backfield. I was wondering why Georgia didn't go to the screen game, like wide receiver screens. I don't know. Georgia's just never been a really good screen team, or at least a team that would go to the screen as many times as you think they should. They could have opened up the game a little bit more, and they made the game a lot harder than it probably actually was with all the self-inflicted wounds. The offensive line played terribly, in my opinion. It got it together late, but, man, a lot of false starts. Couldn't block Alabama, couldn't block in the run game, but when it all clicked, man, it was beautiful to watch. Bama going to its stretch split. Cam Latu with the cross formation block here. I want you to notice how the bootleg portion of this, by running it out of the pistol, holds that weak side edge player, which would be Nolan Smith here he has to definitely respect Bryce Young by staying here, so you take him out of the equation. But this man right here, Lewis Cine, able to maintain, contain, and be able to get in on the tackle on Brian Robinson Jr. You put him in the box, man. I was saying it in the group chat. That man is like a malnourished version of Cam Chancellor. Straight up. He reminds me of Cam Chancellor, the way he's able to roam the box and act like an extra linebacker. You get to these particular packages right here. Even though he's thin, he's not necessarily out of place with it because he's just that damn physical out in space. See right here? Hold that backside, but look who's in on it. Lewis Cine. Held him up just enough for the rest of the brigade to come in through. Of course, with Quay Walker sifting. But see right here, Nolan Smith plays this very well. He stays there, stays home just in case, but you got to get by with a little help from your friends. Everyone's searching and sifting here. Keely Ringo getting ran out the play by Ajay Hall, but maintain, contain, staying to the outside, making sure and forcing that, being the force player, forcing that to go back inside, and he's the first responder as well. That's hard. Extremely hard. Gonna have that 3-man weave here, man coverage throughout the rest of the set. Gonna have Devontae Wyatt coming in. He's the hammer. You got Nakobe Dean coming through behind him, and then Quay Walker on the wraparound. They're able to get that pressure right there, but pretty good man coverage. Of course, Bryce Young's Houdini with it. He's gonna always be able to get the pass off, but he's unable to get it to my man Trayshawn Holden here, who's coming on this out route. Them getting to those fabricated pressure schemes and getting them in these red zone situations where they're able to use all that speed, take some of the bigger guys off there, and then they even did what I like as well. You got a spy running right here, and it's Channing Tindall. Just like I suggested before, got to run with that spy against Bryce Young. This was some good work here. You see Tindall with the spy, everything's quick hitting right there in the restricted area, the red area. See again with the 3-man weave, Nakobe Dean gonna come, and then Quay Walker coming behind him. Of course, they know that man right there is a magnet. Brian Robinson, he's on Nakobe Dean's ass hard on pass protection. You can almost use his great pass protection against him because he's super focused on his man in front of him and let Quay Walker loose right there. Bryce Young has to hurry to throw. Unable to set his feet. Probably could have actually gotten a touchdown there if he was able to set his feet, but that's why you hurry a throw like that. All right, Real Men Watch to the end. I have a lot more I want to get to on this game, so we have a lot of time to do that, so make sure you check back with me. Real Men Watch to the end, and then comment. Also, thank you to everybody out there with sending that quality support. Much appreciated. Make sure you do so if you haven't already. I wanted to know how they came about with this particular pick six here. Now I think I see. I don't think he was actually throwing it to Keely Ringo's assignment here. Looks like he may have been throwing it to this fade to Slade Bolden, and he overthrew it. Or I believe the guy in coverage here, I want to say it maybe William Poole, did a good job of impeding Slade Bolden's progress and not letting him get to his mark. We see right here, when they turn it, if you see where he's looking right here, it looks like he's looking more towards the slot than the streak that you can't see here off field, because this is severely overthrown. I think it's Trayshawn Holden right here. He actually has Keely Ringo beat, but you can see Slade Bolden battling right here with who I believe is William Poole, and it looks like he throws it more in that direction, whether opposed to it just being a severe underthrow. Because if Slade Bolden kept running, he would have more than likely got it to right here. This would have been a 50-50 pass, but if he was trying to go to Trayshawn Holden, he severely underthrew it, and I don't think he would underthrow something that bad. So that's why when you see 2 men in the area, something didn't go right. So I don't know. But hell of a game by Georgia. Hell of a game by Alabama too, man. The final score may not look like it, but this was anyone's game until very late. So that last pick six definitely swung it to make it look a little bit different. But it was a well-fought game between two evenly matched teams. Now, people kill me, right? You already had some dumbass dude come up in talking about all the players that Alabama was missing, but he was already bragging before, talking about what Alabama was going to do to Georgia. He knew a lot of these players were going to be missing. So, obviously, didn't know Jameson Williams would go down, but Georgia had a right guard go down. And then he started talking about all the guys. He started talking about guys that have been lost since like week 2 or even before the season. Think about if Georgia had Adam Anderson. they're missing players too, so I don't understand this, right? Eric Gilbert or somebody like that. What about if they had Dominic Blaylock? There were players missing on Georgia. This wasn't a full strength Georgia team as well, so they had some guys playing in certain spots. So, man, that's football. Don't make excuses. If you're going to talk shit beforehand, there should be no excuses afterwards. That's why you be humble and just chill out and say, may the best team win. But if you're going to run your mouth, you can't make excuses afterwards. Alabama had a hell of a season, just didn't close the job there. Alabama will be hell on wheels next season. I think Georgia will be very good next season as well. I can't wait to see who they have stepping up on the defensive side of the ball. There will be a ton of players departing on the defensive side of the ball, but they recruited very well as anyone in the country. Next man up for sure. But as always, man, thank you for rocking another season in the books here at Top Billin. Hey, what? Got to give your boy some props, man. I said before the first game that Alabama was going to beat Georgia, and then before this game right here, I bet on Georgia to beat Alabama, and I was talking about styles making fights, then talking about no two games being exactly the same, and tactical adjustments and who can adjust better than whom. If two teams are evenly matched like this going into a game, that's why people were going overboard with the first game. And I showed after that, I was like, man, just a few bounces this way or that way without the turnover or discompleted pass, Georgia was right in that first game as well. So it showed me that Alabama just couldn't totally run away with this. It will be about tactical adjustments, and Georgia made that. All right. Your boy Murph, the Underground King, a.k.a. the DMV King. I'm out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.